Hi, third graders at Schnell Elementary School. It's me, Mrs. Friedberg, coming to you. Today, we are going to need several materials. We are going to need a pencil. We are going to need your closed reading, page 11, and spending time and money benchmark book. Today, we're talking about the importance of illustrations in writing stories, and William Joyce is one of my favorites. This is a page from A Day in Wilbur Robinson by William Joyce, and it says, "It's kind of dull around here." It's kind of dull around here today, said Wilbur. I looked around. Aunt Billy was playing with her train set, Cousin Pete was walking the cats, and Uncle Gaston sat comfortably in the family cannon. If it wasn't for these illustrations, we wouldn't know that they were walking tigers. The train set was actually a giant real life train, and the cannon was a real cannon in the middle of that living room. So, today's assignment, we're going to read paragraphs 1, 2, 3, and 4 from Lazy Harry by the Grimm brothers. Long ago, there lived a boy named Harry. This boy was lazy and disliked working, though all he did for work was to look after his goat. Harry still found the simple task to be exhausting. Each day, Harry drove his goat to pasture. Then he watched the goat. It truly was not hard work. But Harry groaned and complained all day. He groaned and complained the whole way home, too. It is indeed a heavy burden, he said, and a wearisome employment to drive a goat into the field this way year after year. I have to work until late autumn, watching that sad old goat all day long. Harry continued to complain so much that it seemed he complained more than he worked. If one could only lie down and sleep. But no, one must keep one's eyes open, or the goat might hurt the young trees, or it might squeeze itself through the hedge into the garden, or even worse, it might run away. I have no rest or peace. I must always watch the goat, Harry sighed. He had to solve his problem. So what we're going to be looking at is how the text describes Harry. So looking into paragraph 1, I highlighted the second sentence that says, this boy was lazy and disliked working. Well, I think that describes Harry pretty well. Although all he did for work was to look after a goat, Harry still found this simple task to be exhausting. That's pretty lazy that looking at a goat is making you too tired. Second paragraph says, it truly was not hard work, but Harry groaned and complained all day. So again, it's reconfirming that Harry is kind of a lazy guy and kind of a complainer. Looking at paragraphs 3 and 4, it is indeed a heavy burden, he said, and wearisome employment to drive a goat into the field this way year after year. That is quite a bit of still even more complaining. It's a heavy burden to watch a goat. I think people would disagree. And looking down at the first sentence in paragraph 4, Harry continued to complain so much that it seemed he complained more than he worked. So, on the left-hand side of your worksheet, we're going to fill in how the text describes Harry. This boy was lazy and disliked working. I put 1 in parentheses because that is paragraph 1. I also use quotation marks because these words are written by the Grimm brothers and not me. I also included the next sentence in paragraph 1. And then I looked down to paragraph 2, And I wrote the one that we highlighted in paragraph 2. And then I was running out of some room here, so I went over and I looked at paragraph 3 and paragraph 4 and tried to figure out which one really, really described Harry. And I picked the one in paragraph 4 that said Harry continued to complain so much that it seemed he complained more than he worked. That is something. That's kind of saying he's a pretty lazy guy. So, going on to the next side of the page, it talks about how the picture portrays Harry. Well, here he is, leaning on his staff, dreaming of sleeping. He's so tired he can't even stand up. Well, that just seems like he's not doing his job. So, over on the right-hand side, I wrote a few things that I noticed. I noticed that Harry is shown resting on his staff as if he is too tired to stand by himself. I also wrote, he is thinking about sleeping. Boy, that's pretty lazy. And the background information shows a peaceful scene with no hard work. I mean, he's not doing much. And these pictures show that Harry is lazy. So moving on to the third part of the page, how the details and illustrations affect the mood of this story. Well, the exaggerations in the story details and the cartoonish quality of the illustrations create a light and humorous or funny mood. It's kind of like they're making fun of Harry being so lazy. The bottom of the page says to choose 2 details from the story to complete the chart. Write the letter in the box. So if we're thinking our words are whiny and tired, I would like you to choose one of these 4. He groaned and complained the whole way home too, or it might squeeze itself through the hedge into the garden. I must always watch the goat. Harry still found the simple task to be exhausting. I will let you think for yourselves on which one describes him being whiny and which one describes him being tired. So, have a wonderful day, Bobcats, and I will llama at you later.